Confused by cell count, specific gravity, pH and all? Then don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand the difference and you'll remember the difference of transudate and exudate. Hello and welcome to the White Coat Classroom. In this module, we will be understanding the difference between transudate and exudate. So without wasting time, let's get started. To start with the difference of transudate and exudate, what we must remember is transudate occurs because of increase in hydrostatic pressure or decrease in colloid osmotic pressure. If you want to learn more about this, click on the I button. There is the module on edema. Over there, you can learn in detail. So back to the topic. So whenever hydrostatic pressure increases or colloid osmotic pressure decreases, there is leakage of fluid, and that leakage of fluid is called as transudation. And the fluid which is leaked is called as transudate. While whenever the permeability of membrane changes, the space is created in between the endothelial cells because of inflammation or there is endothelial damage, and a space is created over there, and the fluid which is released from that blood vessel is called as exudate. So over here we can appreciate this is the first blood vessel, this is the second blood vessel. In the first blood vessel, the endothelial cells are tightly adhered to one another, while in the second case, we can clearly appreciate the endothelial cells are far apart and there's a space in between the endothelial cells. As in the first case, there's very little space between the endothelial cells, so only fluid can leak out of the endothelial cell. While in the second case, there's much larger space. So because of larger space, the fluid will be leaking out. Along with the fluid, the protein molecules would be leaking out. The larger protein molecules would be leaking out. Along with that, as the process of inflammation has started over there, there will be inflammatory cells like neutrophils would be there, more lymphocytes would be there. So inflammatory cell count would be high in case of exudate. So with this basic principle, let's learn the differences from our table. So in this table, we will be learning differences of transudate and exudate. So the first difference is the definition. Transudate is filtration of blood without change in permeability, while exudate is whenever the permeability of blood vessel changes, that leads to exudation of fluid. Transudate is mostly seen in case of heart failure. So in case of cardiac failure, we can see that, while exudate is seen in case of inflammatory conditions like whenever there is purulent exudate like pus formation. In that case, there is exudate. The next thing is transudate is non-inflammatory in nature. Just because of increased hydrostatic pressure and decreased colloid pressure it occurs, while exudate is due to inflammation. The next one is as there is less space in between the cells, as the endothelial permeability has not changed in case of transudate, so larger protein molecules would not be able to leak from there. So there will be low protein count in case of transudate, while in exudate there will be high protein count as endothelial cells have moved far apart, so there is sufficient space for protein to leak out of that blood vessel. So because of it, the exudate would be having high amount of proteins. Among the proteins, as albumin is a low molecular weight protein, so if protein would be leaking out, the first protein to leak out would be albumin. So in transudate, we can appreciate mainly albumin and its count would be very low. While in exudate, along with albumin, we can appreciate high molecular weight proteins also like fibrinogen. And as fibrinogen is responsible for coagulation, so this exudate can coagulate, but transudate cannot. The next point is about the glucose content. Now, the transudate does not have any sort of inflammation, so glucose count would be same, while in case of exudate, glucose count would be low. As the metabolic process would be faster over there, there will be inflammatory cells that would be requiring glucose as unit of energy. In the presence of bacteria also, that bacteria would be utilizing the glucose, so there will be low glucose count. Next one is the specific gravity. Specific gravity determines the amount of solute in the solution. So as solid particles like protein molecules are low in case of transudate, so specific gravity of transudate would be low, while that of exudate would be high. Talking about the pH would be higher in case of transudate, while it would be low in case of exudate. Why it is so is as the process of inflammation is going on in exudate, so there will be formation of various metabolites. Those metabolites could be like lactic acid, carbon dioxide could be produced, anaerobic respiration would be occurring at the site of inflammation. So because of which the acidic content over there would be increasing. So there will be accumulation of acids over there that would be causing a low pH. While the pH of transudate would be alkaline side similar to the blood. Next one is the LDH. LDH is a marker of cellular injury. So, as in case of transudate, there is no cellular injury, so LDH would be low. While in case of exudate, there is breaking down of the endothelial cells or damage to endothelial cells. Along with endothelial cells, some other cells are also breaking down. So, because of that, because of damage to the tissues and cells, there will be increased level of LDH over there. The next one is about the cells. As there is no inflammation, so transudate would be having just fluid and some basic amount of proteins. Majorly cells would not be leaking out in transudate fluid. But in case of exudate, as there is inflammation, there will be many inflammatory cells that could be appreciated. And that's it about the differences in transudate and exudate. If you enjoyed the content, click on the like button, and never to miss such content, click on the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching.